In the past 5 games, Jokic is averaging 33, 16, and 11.
It's mid.
Anyways, these stat lines being posted on places on Twitter and stuff like that, I look at the replies, and obviously the most controversial replies are always going to be at the top because it's getting the most engagement.
Yep.
But a lot of the replies that I see are things like, so when Russ does this, it's stat padding, but not for Jokic. I just want to talk about this because what he's doing is not the same thing that Russ did. It's just not. Just look up videos on YouTube of Russell Westbrook stat padding. He does things that you'll never see Jokic do. There's some times where it's like late in the game and we're up comfortably and he's like, oh, I just need one more assist for triple-double. And then he just kind of stands there and waits for somebody to cut and pass it to them. But like, that's pretty innocent, I feel like. For Russell Westbrook to make his center sacrifice every rebound on free throws, he's not like any other point guard who stands in the backcourt. He's on the free throw line, which is just different. What's the reason he's down there? Because he can get more triple doubles. And so he can not play defense on a lot of possessions. There's so many possessions of him just not guarding the guy he's supposed to guard. So he can just leak into the paint as soon as a shot's going up, just hunting rebounds like that. It's like not trying to win games. It's just trying to get triple doubles.
Yeah.
It's a different thing than what Jokic does. It just is. Also, one of these stat lines that people were saying that, oh, Russ did this too, but everybody discredits him. The thing was a picture of what Jokic is doing in points, rebounds, assists, and efficiency. I think it was field goal percentage. It was like 58% from the field. And it said, I never imagined anyone would be in the top 10 in all 4 of these categories. And then somebody was like, Russ did, and everybody called him stat patter. It's like, Russ was nowhere close to that in field goal percentage. Like, Russ did other 3 things, but on like 42% from the field. That's not an exaggeration.
I also think that Russ gets more slander than necessary.
I wouldn't argue with that.
But I think that using Russ as the thing to compare Jokic to is craziness.
I agree. Saying that, oh, Jokic is doing the same thing that Russ did. It's like, no, he's not. This is different.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, he has almost 50 now on his career Sombor doubles.
Is that what they're calling him?
Yeah, games where he has exactly 9 assists and he has over 10 in the other 2 categories. He has 50 of those on his career.
Pretty good.
I know that like he has more triple doubles than that, obviously, but that's including every number over 10. Like this is just only when it's 9 assists exactly. So
yeah, that's crazy. And that's like an easy thing to stat pad.
Yeah.
That would be the easiest thing to just have 50 more triple doubles than he did.
Exactly. The other thing, this past game, he had 16 assists before the end of the 3rd quarter.
That is pretty good.
And his career high is 18, which isn't like insane. It's really high, but like it's not like the record of like anybody. But the thing is, if he wanted to break his record, he would have done that. You know what I mean? He had 16 assists by the end of the 3rd quarter. He didn't break his record. He just got 2 more assists. You know, he tied 18. Could you imagine Russell Westbrook doing something like that? Having an entire quarter left to beat his record where he's like right there and he just ties it and doesn't?
It is crazy to think he's never had 20 assists.
Yeah.
Which
like he definitely can.
The fact that I just said that, let's take a moment to percolate on that.
Yeah.
I just said, it's crazy to think that this center doesn't have 20 assists in a game yet.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I think it's the same reason why KD's like the best scorer of all time, basically, but doesn't have like his career high is 54 points in a game. Is because those super high scoring outputs or the highest assist outputs
are guys that
like,
just said, I don't care, I'm scoring.
Yeah, once you get to a certain amount, that's what you're going for. You're trying to get as many of those as possible. There's guys like KD, there's guys like Bird who doesn't have a super high scoring output, like game high, but he just has a ton of them.
That's what I was going to say. Is both those guys can do that 3 times in a week and just be like...
Same thing with Jokic. I think he might have the record for like most games in a row with 15 assists.
That'd
be
a thing to look into.
The thing is, he's definitely in that ballpark.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have more than 18 assists on a single game because he doesn't care. That's why. It's not like trying to go out there and set any records.
Yeah.
He just does it by product of his play.
He is Nike. Just do it.
Yeah.